It started with one woman. In July 1518, in the city of Strasbourg, a woman named Frau Trophäa stepped into the street and then began to dance. There was no music, no festival, just a desperate, uncontrollable movement. Hours passed, then days. She couldn't stop. And soon, neither could hundreds of others. What caused this? A curse? A sickness? Or something even more terrifying? This is the true story of the dancing plague. Strasbourg, part of the Holy Roman Empire, was a bustling city in July 1518. Frau Trophäa, a local woman, steps into the street and begins dancing. There's no music, no joy, just frantic, uncontrollable movement. At first, people laugh, assuming it's a joke or a moment of madness. But as hours turn into days, the laughter stops. By the third day, she collapses from exhaustion, only to wake up and start dancing again. Within a week, 34 more people join her. By the end of a month, the number grows to nearly 400. These are not performers. They are farmers, merchants, even children, all moving as if possessed. Some dancers collapse from exhaustion. Others suffer strokes or heart failure. But the most terrifying part? None of them seem to have control over their bodies. The event left historians, scientists, and psychologists baffled. Even today, no single explanation fully accounts for what happened. But here are some of the strongest theories. The 16th century was a time of plague, famine, and war. Strasbourg was already suffering from extreme hardship. Many believe the dancing plague was a case of mass psychogenic illness, MPI, a psychological epidemic where people subconsciously mimic behaviors due to extreme stress. Similar incidents have occurred in history. In Tanzania, 1962, a laughter epidemic spread among schoolgirls, lasting months. In medieval Europe, nuns in convents were reported to bark like dogs and climb trees uncontrollably. Theory: the people of Strasbourg, desperate and frightened, unconsciously triggered a mass psychological reaction, a dancing epidemic fueled by hysteria. One of the most famous theories is ergot poisoning, caused by a fungus, Claviceps purpurea, found in rye bread. This fungus contains hallucinogenic properties similar to LSD and can cause twitching and convulsions, hallucinations, and paranoia. Strange, trance-like behavior. This could explain the uncontrollable movements of the victims. However, skeptics argue that ergotism usually causes painful muscle contractions, not rhythmic dancing. Also, why would only people in one town be affected if the bread was widespread? In medieval times, people believed in Saint Vitus's dance, a supernatural curse from Saint Vitus, the patron saint of dancers and epileptics. If someone angered Saint Vitus, they would be forced into an uncontrollable dance. People in 1518 were deeply religious. Many may have believed they were cursed, causing psychological reinforcement. The cure? A pilgrimage to a Saint Vitus shrine, where some dancers were eventually led. Historians believe the dancing was not random. It may have been a lost religious or shamanic ritual. Others suggest it was an act of rebellion, where the oppressed poor express their suffering through dance, deliberately losing control in a world where they had none. However, if this were true, why did people keep dancing until they died? The city leaders panicked. Nothing is stopping the plague. Their solution? Encourage the dancing. They hired musicians, hoping that if people danced long enough, it would work itself out. The result? It only gets worse. Eventually, the remaining dancers are rounded up and sent to a St. Vitus shrine. They pray, receive blessings, and just like that, the dancing plague disappears. It never happens in Strasbourg again. Was it mass hysteria, a toxic illness, or something much stranger? No one knows for certain, but what we do know is this. There has never been another dancing plague of this scale, and yet the mystery remains. If you ever feel the sudden urge to dance, perhaps it's best to resist. If you're curious about a deeper dive into this event, we recommend A Time to Dance, A Time to Die by John Waller. We'll link it in the description below. Next time on Strange But True, Forgotten History. A lighthouse stands alone in the Scottish Sea. 3 men vanish without a trace. No bodies, no evidence, just a chilling final entry in the logbook. The storm is over, but the sea is still angry. Join us as we uncover the eerie mystery of the Flannan Isles Lighthouse.